PlayStation
Welcome to the land of long live play, where greatness is always waiting. Welcome to the PlayStation Experience. I'm one of your hosts, Delvin Cox. With me, as always, the Platinum Princess herself, Miss Hayley Nicole Miller. How you doing, Hayley?
I'm all right.
We're off to a good start so far. Also with us, the Lord and Savior of PS XP, Lord Snerts. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing fine and happy to be recording with you two once again.
Yeah, it's going to be a good episode.
We have plenty to talk about with the news and everything.
Yeah, and as y'all can see in the background, I was watching that movie Cuckoo, so that's what I was doing.
I gotta wait. I will watch anything Hunter Schafer is in. I gotta wait. I spent a little bit of money this week.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
So I guess let's start with Hayley. Hayley, how's your week been?
Well, as Delvin is already aware, and I guess Snerts is about to become aware, I've had quite a couple interesting weeks at work. So hey, you remember that manager who was calling me slurs?
Yeah,
they got fired, so that's lovely. That's a bonus. But now, as Delvin already knows, because he saw my post on Facebook about it, I had a coworker decide it was okay to announce to the entire team that, hey, I know what you used to be called.
That's not professional.
What a weird, goofy thing to say, dude.
Yeah, totally unprofessional. Now, they did not use my name that I haven't had for over 11 years at this point. Like, that hasn't been my name since I was 17. So, why does it matter? Don't fucking know. They at least did not use it when announcing to the team that they know it. But why did you think the team needed to know this? I don't fucking know. So
goofy as shit. That's what that is.
That's been stressful at work, and I really want to punch this person in the fucking head.
First day, next thing, you just right in the back of the noggin. Just go for it.
It is to the point that they walked up to me on shift on Friday and was like, "Can I help you count this?" And I was like, "Nope, you can count it by yourself." And I fucking walked away. Like,
yeah.
Fuck. They were like, "Okay." Like, yeah, I don't want to be near you. I'm gonna punch you in the head, like, you fucking dork. There's a bunch of other stuff too. One thing I'm not allowed to talk about, apparently. So there's that, because that was a fun email to receive yesterday. And then, right. I have a neighbor who decided they're going to harass us as well. Because, I haven't slept. They decided that from midnight onwards, they're going to come knock on my door every hour.
And why are they knocking on your door every hour?
Yeah, that's the point.
This person was just released from a psychiatric hold.
Well, they're psychiatric ass whooping.
Yeah, I feel like that only answers part of the story. Like, what? There's no caretaker. There's no other person living there. Like,
they live on their own. They're supposed to be medicated. Are they? I don't fucking know. But they decided to come knock on the door at midnight last night, and they tried to push their way into my apartment, and my mother was like, it's fucking midnight. No, you're not coming in. And then every hour after that, despite the fact that I was trying to sleep, they started coming and knocking on the door, which woke up my neighbor across the hall's dogs, who are adorable and usually really well behaved in the middle of the night. Dogs. but she's fucking banging on the door as loud as possible. So of course these dogs are waking up and barking.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Now, was this person asking for anything when they knock on the door?
No, they. This person announced to my mother the other day that she is 6 months pregnant with the baby Jesus.
Congratulations.
Oh, cool. The second coming is upon us.
Finally.
Yeah. So that I've been dealing with that too. That's fun.
Okay.
I am.
And there's no like a supervisor of the building or
So there is there is
somebody you can call.
Okay, so I called the after hours number because staff in this building is only here from Monday to Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m.
Sure.
And then we have a number you call for after hours.
Yeah.
I called the after hours number at 5:00 this morning when it happened again and was like, this is what's going on. Please let whoever is on call know this is happening. If it happens tonight, I'm calling the fucking cops.
Yeah, because it's after a while, I don't know, need something to step in there, else they're going to keep doing it.
I can't afford to move away. This apartment is the cheapest apartment within the fucking city that I can fucking live at, okay?
Delvin, I can't hear you, but I think you're on mute.
Yeah, Delvin, you're muted.
Oh. All right, there you go. I said there's a reason for that. Because you live in a fucking house of psychopaths. You live in like the mall from Dead Rising. Zombies and a few psychopaths.
Okay.
The PJs had a better setup than Hayley does.
Okay, for reference, this apartment is come January 15th of 2025, $991 a month. Do you know what the next closest 2-bedroom apartment is priced at? Yeah. Do you know who can't guarantee they can get $2,000 a month because my job is dependent on other businesses? Me.
I get it. I 100% get it. You live in a Dead Rising house. That's all.
I do live in a Dead Rising house.
Eventually, there's going to be a chopper that's going to come over your house and say you have 72 hours to get out. And if you don't get out, we're just going to nuke the whole apartment.
Yeah, for sure.
Have to grab your camera, get to work.
In actual good news, I am very close to the next raise, and the re-rank ends on Friday, so I'm hoping I can get that. If I do, there's also a minimum wage increase that occurs on Tuesday. So I'm guaranteed the minimum wage increase because of the way that we do our payments, which is based on office starting wage, which is minimum wage, which come Tuesday will be $17.20 an hour. And then my current rank gives me $2 over that. So I'd be making $19.20 an hour.
Okay.
And so then if I can get the extra rate, the rank I need by Friday, I'll be making $20.20 an hour.
Okay. Well, good luck with that.
That's great.
I'm really hopeful that I can get that. In other good news, I fucking got a PS5 Pro pre-order. I had to wait outside GameStop for 2.5 hours on Thursday morning, but
I appreciate that Haley's like, I don't have enough money. But then the very next sentence, I just pre-ordered the PS5 Pro.
Hey, I only paid $150. I still got to put more money on it.
Yarden has a point.
That's a good point.
Hey,
or she can live in it. Just live inside the PS5 Pro is big enough.
Hey, no. I'm not going to sell it and use it to move because no.
Yes. You live in Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park. Hey, man.
The zombies don't get you, the dinos will.
Sure. So I put minimum deposit for this thing at GameStop was $150 because in Canadian dollars, the PS5 Pro is $959.99.
Suck my dick. Ain't no fucking way.
That is what the PS5 Pro costs in Canada before taxes. After tax, it's $1,084.
No fucking way.
Yeah, I cannot justify that kind of spending on my end.
Hey, Assassin's Creed got delayed, so I kind of have more money now. So
I you do you. That's a big price. But I'm sure we'll get more into that later. But yeah, good for you. Are you excited for the new toy?
Am I excited for the new toy? Absolutely, because Dragon Age comes out a week before, and that shit's gonna look real nice.
There you go. You have all the pretty dragons.
They're just gonna make sure everything doesn't work. Oh, it just magically doesn't work on PS5 anymore. Guess you need a Pro. Fuck off.
That was a nice PS5 you had there. Smack.
I am selling my original PS5. So there's that. But I'm not doing that until I get the Pro in my hands, so that I still have a way to relieve anger and play video games.
Sure.
There's other ways to relieve anger, Hayley.
I choose life, sir.
I didn't say anything about that.
There's
a lot of other ways to relieve anger.
Clapping cheeks.
Goddamn right.
I ain't never clapped a cheek in my life.
That is unfortunate.
It'll happen
Clap
one day.
your cheeks and get your cheeks clapped. Something.
That is a personal choice. I have not done that at all.
Yes. His face is turning red. It's adorable.
Yeah. It's a wonder I'm not drinking alcohol. It is grape and wine weekend, so if you hear music from my fucking...
They have a grape and wine weekend?
Yep.
Sounds redundant.
No, great. So the city puts it on. It's like a music festival, and
sure.
It focuses on wine. Why, grape and wine, the title is redundant, but it actually makes sense. If you go to the thing, I'm just not paying $40 a ticket to go stand there and then have to pay money to taste wine. So
you should at least get some free grapes.
I don't feel like me as a straight man can go to a grape and wine festival.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
No.
I mean, there was a parade outside my apartment this morning, like there usually is every year. So
for a grape and wine,
it's the Grape and Wine Festival puts on a grand parade through the city streets of downtown from 11 from. Hey man, sometimes they get full on cosplayers from Star Wars and fucking.
What are they dressed as? The Fruit Grape? I have Grape walking down the street.
Straight up, they just.
The Greek god Dionysus,
a bottle of grapefruit juice.
Yeah. Sponsored by Dimetap.
Yeah. Nothing about this sounds great. This sounds awful.
Soda just came out my fucking nose.
Bottle of cheap ass wine somebody's dressed as.
Somebody does a live reading of the Grapes of Wrath.
Hey, I do want to point out, I was also in the parade at one point, so there's that.
What were you in the parade?
For the Adopt a Road program. They did a parade float for a couple years, the Adopt a Road.
Yeah,
what a scam.
Get your name on the sign. I see.
No, it wasn't my name on the sign. It was
the organization.
The organization cleaned up city streets, and we were part of it. I don't know. I was 10 years old.
I pay taxes. Not my job to clean up these streets. It's your fuck. I pay you to clean the streets up. I gotta pay again.
Hey man,
that bullshit. What a scam.
I hear that.
I had not come out yet. I was still going by the old name, and I was 10 years old. I had no say
I appreciate
in the matter.
that Haley's me now? Fuck that.
Yeah.
Old me? Probably be down. Me now? Fuck that.
No, old me wasn't so much down with it as told, hey, you're doing this.
Yeah, that's child. You just force your child to do whatever you want. Or the student, or whatever else it was.
Hold on. Yarden, did you just look up the Grape and Wine Festival in my city to find out this information? Yeah, they do have yoga in the park here.
Yeah.
Yes.
I respect it, Yarden. I respect it.
You get the wine?
He probably had the same thought I had. He's what the fuck is this shit? Look up, yoga in the park. Maybe it's not so bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's like the. Sorry, Crash Test Dummies played. They played Thursday night, so you missed that.
Crash Test Dummies. That's a group.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was like the three guys who like ran in the cars and shit. I don't know.
There was a
it's
cartoon
actual.
that was all CGI that did not last long and was not very well.
Very terrible.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah,
it's awful.
What does the Crash Test Dummies have to do with grapes?
No, like they're a rock band.
Don't
Were
drink
they
and drive.
dressed as grapes?
Hey man, I didn't fucking go. Okay, I got nothing.
I mean, Crash Test Dummies does sound like a good band name, to be honest. Like it sounds like like a rock band of some kind.
Yeah. That's what they are.
Jess says they're related to the Blue Man Group. I don't know.
Sure.
There you go. They got a smash hit because they're They're Crash Test Dummies.
Okay. In what I've been playing and doing.
Video games.
Yeah, I know, right?
This is a video game podcast. How about that?
I guess, maybe.
So I'm just back on my bullshit and just watching random shit right now. So, bit of Supernatural, bit of CSI. Last week tonight, bit of whatever I could fucking do to watch. Right. Gaming wise, I have Platinum to Astrobot.
Seems to be happening a lot.
Nice. Yeah.
So it's been over a month since we recorded, and that was on purpose so that I had a chance to play all of these September releases I wanted before we recorded. So I played Astrobot, loved it, loved the callbacks, loved the level design, the way that the game just totally plays. Although I will say, fuck the Golden Bot rescue mission. Fuck that. That is annoying. It took me over an hour. But I did it, and I got my Platinum.
Good job.
So that makes Platinum number 55 for Astrobot. After that, I played a Lollipop Chainsaw Repop, and wow, that game is busted. It is so busted. It's so broken.
That's unfortunate.
I mean, the game was never a shining example of like good video game design in the first place. It was just really fucking stupid, incredibly fun, and like it featured Michael Rosenbaum as a decapitated head. So
yeah, but now it's incredibly broken from the sound of it. So is it playable, or is it you gotta wait for a patch or two?
No. As Delvin already knows, I beat it. I got the good ending, which requires saving all of your classmates, because if you fail to save even one, you get the horrible ending. That's literally what the game calls it. It calls it the watch the horrible ending or watch the good ending.
Yeah,
so I beat the game twice, but it is really buggy and busted. Sometimes combos will just hang, and you're waiting. Like the game looks like it's frozen, but it hasn't actually frozen because you can actually hear like the effect of a zombie dying. It just takes forever. And then other times you'll completely defeat all of the objectives in an area, but the game won't register it, so you have to reload the checkpoint. There was a couple instances, so they have like regular zombies, which don't take a lot to kill, but then they have some that have health bars above their head. If they have a health bar, they're tougher to kill. If they have a health bar and a name, they're even tougher to kill. However, one of the things that frequently happened is the old grandpa zombie design. Like it's literally an old grandpa. And this thing fucking breakdances for no fucking reason. Like that's its attack pattern is it just starts fucking breakdancing and kicking you in the face.
I like
that's how it does, right? But it would get stuck and breakdance in place and spin in a circle, and you could just repeatedly hit it until it dies.
So it's basically stuck doing like a Chung-Li kick of some kind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other times you have to repeat like boss stages because the boss glitches out. Like the final boss for me glitched out 3 times. And unfortunately for that boss, when you reset the checkpoint at it, you don't start at the boss. You start in the area where you have to run to the boss. So it just got really annoying.
Yeah, when you have to do that same repetitive thing when you just kind of want to get into the fight is never a fun time.
I should mention, this is not a long game either, by the way. Like the original game, 6
Like 5
hours,
hours, yeah.
6-7 hours, depending on difficulty. It took me 12 to beat this because of how busted it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sucks.
The licensing for this game was a big thing. Hey Mickey, gone. The original boss battle music for Zed, gone. Literally, like, almost none of the original music is in it, which is, I guess, understandable. But the music they chose doesn't make any fucking sense at all. Like, it's not.
Is it still in theme of like the game and what the old one was, or is it like a very just hard switch from the remaster?
I wouldn't even call it a hard switch. I would call it. I don't know that this music fits, but I think it's in the same genre.
Okay.
Wow.
Interesting.
I have a weird question.
Yeah.
Particularly about Hey Nikki.
Uh-huh.
When you're doing songs like this, right? When you're trying to add like songs from licensed songs and stuff like that, you, in theory, you can't replace the song with the cover.
So, that's a weird legality that I'm not totally sure I understand. But as I understand it, while covers are fair use, you would still need to pay for the original license of the song.
Okay.
Isn't that what Weird Al has to do, even with his parodies? Like he has to.
I believe, yes. I believe when he parodies a song, he does pay to use the license.
Yeah. They're very particular about that stuff. I do some of that with my day job, even though that's more on the BA side of things. And it's amazing all the different layers of licensing with music. And, you know, some of those payouts are pretty huge.
Yep. And a lot of that doesn't go to the artist.
Yeah. No. It's all owned by like Universal or Sony or some other big corporation that just gathers all the licensing.
This is another issue where like license. No, it's not. I guarantee you, putting a song in your game without license is grounds for a huge fucking lawsuit. It is not better to beg forgiveness than ask permission.
Yeah, this isn't.
Sometimes it is. Depends on how you get away with it. Depends on what it is. I would say in video games, no. But like, you know, in terms of certain like music, certain musicians kind of do that thing right there. They'll make a song. It's very known.
A musician doing it themselves is a bit different than a AAA video game studio going, let me just steal your fucking music.
Yeah. That is.
Yeah. Which don't get me wrong, I might sound like mad, but I'm not mad at you. Like that was a valid point to try and make. Don't worry. Well, I'm not frustrated at you. That's fine. Like you're good. This is just how I speak. Trust me, it gets me in a little bit of hot water at work too. A lot of people are like, people don't understand that you're joking around because you sound so monotone all the time. I'm sorry, it's the autism. That's just how I am.
Pretty
much. So this is another downside to the world of music licensing for video games. This is oftentimes I see people wondering why Forza games get delisted. It's music and cars, and car licensing is even worse. We won't get into that, but music can sometimes, if you're willing to pay it, be licensed in perpetuity. Car manufacturers will never license a car in perpetuity because they want the new model. They want it showcased. So they don't want to give you one model for perpetuity. They want you to come back and have to relicense the car. But all of this new music doesn't fit tonally. And it's baffling design choices. Now, to the developer's credit, Dragami Games, I think it is who did this remaster. They are working on fixes, but they're not going to be able to fix the soundtrack thing because they're not going to pay that money to get those music back. And it's just, I don't know, man. Like, I wanted to be able to play the game again because unless I was going to go out and buy a PS3 or try and emulate it on my computer, there's no way to play this. It was never back compat on Xbox before I sold my Xbox, and it's not on PC natively besides Repop. So it's about the only option. Am I glad I played it? Yes. Is it buggy as hell? Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a bummer. Hopefully, like if you want to go back to it later, they'll patch it and it'll be, that a little bit more playable. But that is
if it gets patched, I'd love to go back and get the platinum because I got the hardest achievement out of the way, which is the good ending. Because to get that ending, you have to play through the entire game on hard because some of the collectibles, including your classmates, only spawn on the hard difficulty.
Yeah, well, and why go through all that headache if they're going to have these reoccurring bugs, that make it the play time even longer than it needs to be. And it's nothing like banging your head against the wall doing the same thing over and over again because the game just won't work. Especially
because a couple of the achievements are speedrun related. So.
Oh yeah, if you're going to have frame rate drops down to 0, like I don't know if you could be doing speedruns.
Yeah, so I'm glad I played it, but. It'll be a while before I go back to it. The other game I've been playing is Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster.
More zombies.
Frank West is back, baby! And he looks even sleazier than he did in the original. Like, he is...
Yeah, the character model looks a little bit too detailed even.
He's so sleazy. But also... his character model is nothing compared to one of the bonus costumes. If you buy the deluxe edition or like the extra costume edition of this game, one of them is a liquor from Resident Evil. That is a horrifying costume. Yeah, that is a horrifying costume. It's not because of the giant tongue. It's because of what the giant tongue does in cutscenes. Because you're standing still, so the tongue just out directly, like straight.
Oh, okay.
The tongue has its own physics. So it's just like you're standing still, so it's directly in front of you. It doesn't hang, it just stays out. But then if you're moving around, it'll like wrap around your skull or it'll slap survivors in the face. It's interesting.
I might have to look that up on YouTube. Because what I was thinking was classic cartoon of like the Looney Tunes era where like the tongue flaps down, right? And they're just kind of dangling there. I wasn't thinking of like an erect tongue.
This thing, yeah. Yeah, it's definitely something. So I never got to play later. I never got to play the original Dead Rising. I've watched plenty of playthrough of it, but I've never played the original Dead Rising before. So me playing Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster is the first time I actually get to play it myself. And I'm having a blast. And I guarantee you, I'm about to have to fucking restart the story. I'm so close to running out of time on one of the scoops. I just did a bunch of before we started recording, I was working on the Sniper family and the two girls who are separated from each other across the hallway in a mall. And I had to bring them back to the office, and I've got one red bar left to go find Isabella in the North Plaza, and I don't know if I'm going to make it to that and then get back to the security office in time to do it. And I've already had to restart the story once, so I'm already on playthrough 2. So, Snerts, are you familiar with Dead Rising or no?
I know of it, and I was at a friend's place, and I would take the controller and push a shopping cart into zombies. But I know the general concept is there's times and you have certain missions and photos and people you're supposed to rescue and all that kind of stuff.
Okay, so one of the things that this game is obviously famous for is its time limit, but it's not like a direct time limit. Like some missions don't have time limits at all. You can just do them whenever. But some things like scoops or whatnot are timed. Now, most of them are fine. But I was stuck fighting a family of 3 people with fucking sniper rifles, and those things stun lock you. So that was fun. But got that. I saved at the security room, so hoping I can just grab a skateboard from the sports store and get to the North Plaza really quickly and fight her. We shall see. I don't mind starting it over because it's fun, but I'm level 31. Max level is 50, and I'm not even close. I'm on mission, case 4. There are 8 main cases in the game before you start overtime mode, which is the way to get the ending. And it's definitely a lot easier than the original. From everyone that I've seen play it and talk about it, it's definitely easier. You earn experience way faster. But one of the neat features Dead Rising has is that if you fail a case and it's like tied to the main mission, that's it. Main story's over on that playthrough. But the game offers you a way to start over and keep your level and all the items you're carrying at the time.
Yeah. So it's kind of almost like a roguelike kind of setup, even though it's not quite that genre of game.
Yeah. So like you keep the level and I'd keep all the items I'm carrying. So I'm hoping I have enough time to get there because I do actually want to finish the story before having to start it over, but I'm going to have to start it over anyways because I'm not going to be able to get one of the achievements on this playthrough, which is Saint, which is for saving 50 survivors from the mall because I already let a couple die by accident. Fuck the convicts in the park.
What are you doing with the convicts in the park?
Well, they drive around in a fucking military jeep with a heavy machine gun on top of it.
Yeah, classic.
Yeah. Also, in the original, they did not respawn, as far as I remember. Here, they respawn.
Oh, they do?
So, they do respawn. So it's not every night, but like they respawn. They've respawned 3 times for me now. I've killed them 3 times.
Now, is it like Diablo, where when you level up, basically all the enemies around you level up, or when you start the game over again at a much higher level? I'm assuming you can just plow through the content and get to whatever the more challenging parts are.
Yes and no. It will depend on the weapons you have because unlike Dead Rising 2, Dead Rising 2 off the record, Dead Rising 3, and Dead Rising 4, there are no combo weapons in Dead Rising 1. So like it depends on the quality of weapon you have as to how difficult to kill things are. There's no difficulty for this game. It's just one difficulty. So, you know.
Okay.
But, like, for example, if you have a tiny little hunting knife, it's going to take more than one swing to kill something. But a mannequin torso, you hit them once, bonk, they're dead. Unless they're a cult. they take 2. And that's very funny to watch them get back up from slammed on the ground with a fucking mannequin torso. But, like, there are guns in the game. There's machetes, katanas. Right. I have a fucking battle axe right now. From one of the survivor escorts you need to do. It's like there's definitely a lot of weapon variety. They just don't have combo weapons here.
Okay. Yeah, I remember a combo counter of some kind, so maybe I didn't play the first one when I was at my friend's house that one time. Yeah. But it always seemed, I mean, wasn't there something where you put like chainsaws on the end of like a kayak paddle and just kind of like do that kind of crazy stuff?
That is, yes. I don't think it's a kayak paddle, but I know what you're thinking of, and that's the signature weapon of Green from Dead Rising 2.
There you go. Yeah. It looks like fun. I just never decided to take the plunge on that one.
It's definitely worth it. The story is really good. Like, even, like, it's a typical zombie story, but, like, it's like, the characters are good. Now, longtime fans and people who played the original should know there have been recasts. So the original voice of Frank is no longer Frank. Brad and Jesse have been recast. The guy who plays Otis now sounds like Lee, but it's not. I already looked. I mentioned that because I know Delvin would instantly recognize the voice. Yep. Because Delvin is the only other person in this call who's played the Walking Dead game more than me.
That's correct.
But it's not Lee, although it really sounds like Lee. To the point that somebody else I'm watching play through the game just because I really love their YouTube videos, I mention him all the time, Ray, keeps calling him Lee when he calls over the phone. He's like, right, Lee. And I'm really glad to be playing it. I would love to platinum this. And anybody who knows Dead Rising knows about 7-Day Survivor, which is an achievement that used to take 13 hours. Hey, Delvin, how long do you think this achievement takes now?
7.
90 minutes. You can do it in 90 minutes. Because of the new advanced time mechanic.
Oh, so, you just hit fast forward?
Well, no. So, 3-day, 5-day, and 7-day Survivor achievements are tied to what's called Infinity Mode. which you unlock by unlocking the game's true ending, which in Dead Rising 1 is done just by completing the main story and making it to the helicopter on time for noon on day 4. Because you dropped in on day 1, yet 3 days later the helicopter's coming to pick you up. So you complete all main cases and make it to the helipad by noon on day 4. That unlocks overtime mode. You finish overtime mode, which is like 1 extra day, and then you unlock infinity mode, which is a mode where your health is constantly dropping, and you have to survive for as long as possible. Now, in the original game, there was no save mechanic, so you couldn't, you had to leave the game running, and you had to essentially, hope that your console didn't crash from having the game running, because it took 13 hours before. Now, in Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster, there is a new advanced time mechanic that allows you to advance time. So essentially what you'll do is you'll grab a bunch of health items, go back to a save point, advance time, get down to 1 bar, fill up, do it again. Takes 90 minutes total to get 7 days.
Yeah,
which is super useful. So
sounds like a much different experience to get the achievement. But also that's a long amount of time. 13 hours you said initially? That's a lot.
Yeah.
In the original, yeah. And it was this game, Dead Rising, was famous for red ringing consoles specifically because of the 7-day survivor achievement.
Oh, because it would overheat or something like that. Yeah.
Because this thing was running for 13 hours.
Yeah, let's just destroy some Xboxes out there. Let's go, baby.
Yeah.
It's actually,
that's how you push console sales.
Yeah. Dead Rising is a blast, and I'm really glad it's back. And we have a story about it later. But Snerts, what have you been playing?
Oh, I've been playing all sorts of things. I took the plunge and got Star Wars Outlaws, and I decided to get the one with the season pass. So I'm also looking forward to the additional content that will be coming out soon.
Oh, you mean the season pass that was discontinued 2 days ago?
Well, I bought the gold edition. It says I get the DLC stuff. So
no, I know, but anybody who buys the game now gets the first expansion free.
Oh, well.
We'll talk about that when we get to our news, but that does apply to Outlaws too, as far as I know.
Ubisoft has been having a very hard time, and Snerts is here for him. Snerts is going to give him a little bit of cheddar. And so I was having a blast. I put in over 50 hours for this game. The visual effects, the sound effects are all Star Wars. The landscapes are amazing. The combat is fine. I don't know why people are complaining about it. It's not the most amazing stealth action game out there.
People are complaining about the combat because they can't go in guns fucking blazing like the fucking lunatics they want to be. And
you can after a while.
Stealth action.
You can definitely do that as a while. In the areas where you cannot go guns blazing makes sense. This is not GTA.
You're preaching to the choir. I've played Outlaws. I know. I'm up to I have one of the 3 people you recruit for your crew. So I
beat it and then played a lot of the side stuff and unlocked more abilities. I mean, you get to meet classic characters and go to all these different areas. And I'm a big Star Wars fan, so for me, this is just great. I can see if you are not a Star Wars fan, this game, you might as well just kind of go play Uncharted again, unless you really want to have a sci-fi element to it.
I'm just mad that they don't give you the spin move from the Book of Boba Fett.
The spin move, where you do the little spin around and shoot.
When the guy, I think it was the Book of Boba Fett, the black guy who just out of nowhere they were shooting at bad guys.
Oh yeah,
did this miraculous spin move for no reason whatsoever, like he's in a goddamn John Woo flick. They 100% should have put that in this game.
The little the motor skittle club, right? The guys with all the bikes, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And they're in the big fight scene in town. Yeah, he does a little spin move. That would have been cool. Yeah. I mean, they have other moves on there, so
they should have gave you that move just because.
Speaking of bugs, though, it is not as polished as it could be. There's plenty of times where I was launching
my PS5 Pro for that.
Oh man, if only I knew.
If you want to play it good, you have to have a PS5 Pro. That's ruining out for everything.
You gotta hand out that $700 there.
Yeah,
Your 500 wasn't good enough.
Right.
You had to at least give $700 more now.
And an extra $50 if you wanted to be like good all the time and not just between the hours of 9 and 8.
Yes.
I also just love Bugs. It jumped off with the speeder bike, like went below the map and then popped out like I just got hit by a giant in Skyrim, like into the sky. It was super entertaining. Other bugs were actually a lot of game crashes, and I don't know what was going on, but I think it crashed on me like 3 or 4 times throughout my playthrough, which was kind of a bummer because the visual stuff, clipping through things, as long as you don't have to restart a save point or something of that nature, really doesn't bug me too much. It's just kind of part of playing video games. I did notice like level of detail popping a lot, where all of a sudden things were like super detailed, and then I would move a little bit, and then everything kind of got a little bit more plain. But nothing that took away from the experience. And I really love the just feeling like I lived in the Star Wars universe, and there's like no Jedi or Sith or the Galactic Trade Federation or Republic or government. I mean, kind of politics. It's just a scoundrel trying to make their way in the galaxy, and then it turns into like an Ocean's 11 heist type of deal. And I thought the last mission was jam-packed. It was very long. Like I think it took like 3 or 4 hours to go through the final part. And I thought it was just classic Star Wars. It didn't do anything like outlandish and different, but it hit all the right beats and was a very satisfying story for my taste. And afterwards, once you do have a lot of your abilities running up and you are more of a badass motherfucker, you can go back to like those Imperial bases and just light up the imps and have a good old time. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it, and I'm looking forward to the new content as well. I know you both have played it. Like, do you guys have any thoughts on Outlaws or anything else?
I also bought the Gold Edition. You know this. Yeah. I bought it.
Yep.
So I have kind of put it to the side while the other stuff from September came out. So, but a couple of my game releases just got fucking moved on me. Fucking then a couple more were fucking announced, so fucking who was expecting a Darksiders 2 remaster in fucking October?
Sure.
I wasn't. And I get it for free. I don't have to pay for it because I already own it. So
yeah.
So that's coming. Horizon Zero Dawn just got a remake and remaster announced, and I'll pay the $10 for that. It'll be 13 Canadian, but I'll pay the $10 for it. That's fine.
Sure.
So I don't know when I'll get back to it, but like I have the content when I do it. I'm hoping they patch some of the stuff first because I'm tired of sinking through the floor.
Yeah, there's a bit of that going on. I also really like Sabacc. Card games are pretty hit and miss for me.
Fuck that shit. Fuck it. So fuck it just as hard as Gwent. Get that shit out of here. Fuck it.
I like Gwent too. I love that game as well.
No, fuck Gwent. No, fuck it.
That is literally the other one that I enjoy.
I am so tired of your fucking fake ass goddamn card games in my fucking video games. If I want to play fucking cards, I'd go play fucking cards. Get that shit out of here.
I like Texas Hold'em and Red Dead. I like Gwent and I like Sabacc.
Fucking hate that shit.
Yeah.
It's almost as bad as fishing mini games. Fuck. I'm tired of it.
Also, this poor white boy and his terrible rhythm really struggles for certain parts of this game with the lock picking.
Hey, by the way, by the way, you can turn that off.
Nope, I must suffer. You
don't have to suffer.
Yes,
you can turn the fucking rhythm game off.
This is my plight. I don't mind it because like it is really nice when I finally get it right, but sometimes I'm just like,
I play video games to have fun, not to get fucking annoyed as shit. I did the rhythm game until I got the achievement, then turned that shit off. Fuck it. Why is there a fucking rhythm mini game to eat food?
So I love the food bits, but I don't like the game part. I like it's cute with them eating and whatnot, but that could have been a cutscene. It didn't need to be a mini game.
Why do I have to hit button prompts in a rhythm to eat fucking food?
Right, and we all know me as a stoner too. Like I'll pick up my bong and I'll be like, all right, time to take a puff. Oh shit, it's a mini game. God damn it.
like I get why all these mini games are there, right? Like, no, it's not. Fuck that shit.
Yarden.
Fuck it. I get why the mini games are there, but
It's
no.
cults are back. It's Star Wars are back.
Like Kay as a character is an interesting character. She's really like not prone to learning. It seems like everything goes wrong. Like I'm gonna do it again. Everything goes wrong.
She rolls with the punches.
Basically. But
I like the little pet Nix. It's the cutest little thing.
Nyx, yes. Have you attempted to shoot Nyx and watched him play dead?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to shoot that fucker. Like, it was like, just go where I want you to go. Because there are certain parts where you like you can see the crate and you're like, just open the grate, right? Like just open the grate, and they're like, no, you got to jump to the other side of the rock, and then you can send a little critter to do their thing. But that's okay. I don't really mind. I definitely had many moments where I was suffering from fall damage a lot because I was trying to explore and jump up mountains and trying to like figure out on the map where the hell there is to go. So there's a few times where I had to whip out the old, guides to help find certain things. But overall, I very enjoyable experience. I love the open world stuff. I like the kind of games where you kind of have a little bit of stealth, a little bit of action. And so those really scratched that itch. I wasn't thinking I was going to beat it so quickly, but I also had some time off and was sick.
It's not long.
So that's why I went through it, is just because I had so much more time than I would normally with like the full-time schedule. So then after I got that, I decided to do an impulse buy, and I should have waited, but I got the Capcom Fighter Collection.
Oh, okay.
And I really like growing up, man, like when I was at like laundromats or going to the arcades, like I was playing all of these Capcom, X-Men, Marvel, Street Fighter crossover games. And it also reminded me how much I suck at fighter games. I am just awful. And I don't like controllers with the 4 face buttons and the trigger and the bumper to try to like simulate the 6 buttons, 3 across, up and down that you would get like on an arcade stick. So I extra crappy in that regard, but it's a lot of fun. Delvin, I'm assuming you played these. You're around my age back in the day. Were you doing
I
that?
have the arcade cabinet like right in the living room.
There you go. Yeah,
I have the X-Men 97 cabinet that has those games on it.
very good. And they feel. I mean, as far as I can tell, I am no expert on this kind of stuff, and I'm sure people are more into fighter games may have their own opinion, but it felt exactly like I remember it. And I had a lot of fun, especially with Marvel vs. Capcom 2, because they changed up the controllers a little bit. And that is the one that I spent the most time with back in the day when I was playing with my siblings' Dreamcast. We would play that a lot. And the old school guy in me loves that they have the Punisher arcade game. I love that game so much. I have it on my Sega Genesis, but now they kind of polished it up a little bit. And it's once again one of those things where like I would put quarter after quarter after quarter to try to beat that game when I was younger. And now I can just hit start and get through the entire game, use as many grenades as I want. I love how Kingpin is the boss and he's like the size of the Juggernaut.
Yes. I love that.
The Juggernaut, bitch!
Yeah. What was that?
Why is Nick Fury? I said I love that Nick Fury's player too. Like, why is Nick Fury player too?
Oh yeah, and he has
motoring people.
A cigar. Like I love it.
Also, did you just ask me what I said?
No.
Yeah,
I heard
I'm the Juggernaut, bitch.
Yeah, I heard you. I asked what Delvin said because I heard you fine, but I wasn't sure. I heard Fury and I wasn't too sure what he said.
By the way, dumbest fucking line in an X-Men movie ever. I'm the Juggernaut, bitch. Like, fuck off. You're an idiot.
Yeah.
That movie is not good, by the way. What movie is that, Snerts? Do you know?
Yeah, Last Stand.
X-Men Through the Last Stand.
Yep.
Uh-huh. My favorite thing is saying that line, like, what fucking movie is that from? Like, what do you mean, what movie is that from? It's from the fucking terrible X-Men movie.
It's not from Deadpool Wolverine, I can tell you that.
I still haven't seen Deadpool Wolverine.
There you go.
Well, it's coming to digital like in a week or so.
Yeah, I think the 1st of October. Well, at least for us in the glorious United States. I don't know.
USA people. I don't know about you.
Yeah.
No, okay, hold on. No, it's coming to digital in a week and a half. It is not coming to Disney Plus in a week and a half.
No, I said digital. That's what I said, digital. I'm not buying a Disney.
I thought you said Disney Plus. Like, that's why I said no. Yeah, it's coming to digital. But again,
I buy the movies.
Yeah, exactly.
Again,
I'm going to do it for
okay,
this
but
one.
I get hi. I don't know if you know this. I get Disney Plus as part of my cell phone bill. So like I just pay my cell phone bill and I have Disney Plus.
I'm gonna tell your little ass right now. You can't say this bullshit about you being poor. You're buying a PS5 Pro. You can afford the $30 for Deadpool Wolverine.
No, I can't because I pay my bills, I buy my food, and I put money on the Pro. That's what I'm doing.
Something's gonna happen, and she's gonna have to walk 20 miles because she can't afford an Uber ride. And it's like looking at that PS5 Pro.
It's funny you mentioned that because I have a sleep study next week to figure out why the fuck I don't sleep.
It's because your neighbor's knocking on your door every hour after midnight.
Okay, that started last night.
I can tell you that.
No,
call back.
No.
This saved your time right there.
Okay, hold on. This has been an ongoing issue for multiple years. So my doctor's like, maybe you have sleep apnea. Let's get you fucking tested for that. And now I have a sleep study next Sunday night. But it's like 4 miles from my house, so I have to walk there.
What do you mean you have to walk there?
Here we go. Here it comes again.
What
Take the Uber.
Catch an Uber.
I'm not paying $16 for an Uber.
$16. But
you're paying $700 for a PS5. What are you talking about?
No. It's not that I can't pay the $16 for the Uber. I don't want to pay the $16 for the Uber.
Christ.
Spending on like another $50 on that goddamn stand they don't give you. And
No, I'm not buying the stand. My fucking PS5 right now is horizontal. You think I'm buying the fucking vertical stand? Fuck that shit.
You see where my blood pressure's high, Snerts?
I know, and I knew this was going to happen today too. As soon as I saw she was buying one, I'm like, "Oh, there's going to be words."
Hey, casual reminder: I drink water, but I add like
enhancers,
0 sugar fucking water enhancers to it, and y'all fucking roast me for that shit. So.
Yep. No, because you're gonna walk to go get an Uber instead of just catching an Uber there. Walk to this place to go get the thing. No, just catch an Uber.
I'm not going.
Laid out in the streets.
I am okay. So for reference, I was supposed to work that night, and they were like, "Hey, this is the next available." So I was like, "Okay, I'll email my boss and be like, hey, I need this night off," and they gave it to me, and then
you're correct, Jeff.
Yeah.
Now you see why I'm frustrated.
Okay. Anyways, my dad is unavailable to drive me. And I do not want to pay $16 for an Uber.
I will pay the $16.
No, it's fine.
It's $20.
It takes me an hour and a half. It's fine. It took me an hour and a half to walk there when I went for the consultation last
hear this?
week and a half ago.
I hear it.
An hour and a fucking half of your life you could be spending doing anything else.
The only thing I can think of is I actually do like to walk, and it's a good form of exercise. So maybe that's
not for an hour and a half. Not for an hour and a fucking half.
I mean, only if I'm really planning on it. I sometimes will do a 90-minute walk, but that's again for exercise. Like I load up on podcasts, and I'm trying to get some steps in.
I literally will just throw on music or a podcast and fucking walk.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, now if a sleep study, okay, fine, but if it was actually like an outpatient procedure,
great idea.
Yeah, steal a bike
and return it.
Put a little post-it note, be like, be right back.
What were you saying about outpatient procedure?
No, but I'm saying like if it's an outpatient procedure, like when I had my colonoscopy, I am not walking home 4 miles after that procedure. So I hope if it's something a little bit more serious, you spend the $16.
I mean,
she won't.
She fucking won't. Hold on. The only surgery I want. They basically told me I have to lose weight or I can't have it. So I don't know when that's happening because fucking that stressed me out and I gained more. So yeah.
In Canada, it's probably like $600 for a goddamn bike.
No, I can get one for $250, but I'd rather put that money on the Pro.
Oh my god.
Take one of those electric scooters or wheelchairs from one of the Walmart.
That is $3.99. Yeah, I can't do this sleep study at home.
Yeah.
This was a hey, my doctor referred me to this place sleep study. This is not like one where I'm being like paid for it. But yeah.
All right.
Like
well,
yeah,
I hope you have good walking shoes.
I do.
Good.
They're Adidas.
Very nice. So I also made an impulse buy and did Castle Crashers for $3. And I Delvin's gonna beat his head against the wall. Absolutely, Todd.
Okay, hold on. Let me put this out there. He's gonna beat his head against the wall. Not like he offered to buy a PS5 for me. So there's that. So
which is why you don't need a PS Pro and you can afford the $16 for a goddamn Uber ride.
No, exactly. I can't afford the $16. I just don't want to. Instead, I'm gonna put that money towards pajamas I have to fucking wear for this stupid fucking thing. I sleep in a pair of sleep shorts, and then now I have to buy a 2-piece pajama set for this fucking thing because I'm gonna strap wires to my fucking body.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, enjoy that image there, sir. I can see the smirk on your fucking. No, that was a joke at Delvin. You can, I can see the smirk on your fucking face there, sir.
Lord have mercy.
No, he knows what I'm doing.
So I also bought Castle Crashers because I was too lazy to turn on my 360, and it was only $3 on the PlayStation Store.
$360 doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, that could be. That could be. I was playing too much Dead Rising.
Let's not kid ourselves.
Yeah, but it included DLC, and I never played the Pink Knight before. And oh man, this little person is adorable. They have like bouncing rainbow magic attack, and you get more bounces of the rainbow, and the higher up the skill points you get. And then they also throw these like plushy animals that explode on content, and so it has like very
Castle
unique,
Crashers,
that very unique Castle Crashers art style, and like all of a sudden you get something that looks like a penguin square plushie, and you throw it at these characters and it explodes, and so very very cute design, and I was happy to see the new character in that regard, and that was fun to go through. I love that game. I played it a lot on the 360 back in the day. So it was a pretty decent impulse, but once I went through the story and hit all the beats, I was pretty much done with it.
All right, Jess. We need to believe in the heart of the cards. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, friendship is magic.
Yes, of course.
Also, Yarden, I would fucking yell at Delvin so hard if he fucking did that. No, I would yell at him. No, do not spend that amount of money on me. I would yell at you. I fucking yelled at him for buying me the goddamn Brita filter. You think I'm gonna fucking?
I probably should just buy her a fucking bike, like Ash Ketchum should have did on Pokemon.
Oh my god!
Is there a way?
Kill us.
Is there a way to like tape or like put wheels on the PS5 and PS5 Pro and use them?
It's big enough.
Like skating device of some kind, or maybe make a scooter.
In this city. I would not trust that. There's too many potholes.
You put them right next to each other, so you have a very nice long thing for your footing there. You put the wheels on the side. You get a stick. You put it on one end.
A very nice long thing, huh?
A very nice long thing that can fit both your feet.
Very nice long thing. Yeah.
And then you can just scoot down with your new PlayStation scooter.
And your very nice long thing.
Very nice long. You can use a bird scooter, can't you? That'll shave off some time.
The fuck is a bird scooter?
They probably don't have those up there. Okay.
No, they don't.
What is a bird scooter?
It's
a scooter that's driven by a bird.
Yep.
The bird takes you.
No, for real though. What is it?
It's an electrified scooter that people can use an app to unlock. And
no, we don't have that. No.
Yeah. They're kind of annoying, but they've died down in popularity, so it's not as egregious as when they first came out.
Pogo to the study. Where the fuck am I going to get a pogo stick?
Anywhere.
Now I'm just thinking of System of a Down with the Pogo Stick song.
I like that. That's a good idea.
Fuck. No, I'm not pogoing.
I would love to see
fine. I'll walk.
Using a pogo stick to go somewhere.
That would be great. They had an old cartoon back in the day of how that would solve overcrowding in cities. They would just use the pogo stick, and they're like, one car can just fit in this one parking spot, but it can fit 12 pogo sticks.
That's a good point.
I'm sure it can.
Stupid device.
By the way, I don't know that me riding a pogo stick would be safe with the amount I injure myself.
Yeah, it's just fun. Haley ends up in a ditch with a pogo stick over her. That's the end of that.
Walking goddamn cartoon character.
I mean, I make the joke every week, but I intentionally stab myself every Thursday.
Oh my god.
Yeah, well.
Snerts, let's get to the goddamn news. It's been an hour.
Okay, hold on. Before we actually do, I do need to clarify. I am talking about my medication before anyone takes me seriously. I am not harming myself. I am injecting medicine. Relax.
Yes. She's not harming herself.
Medical injections.
She's medical doing drugs.
I am on drugs.
Yeah.
We're
all on drugs.
I mean, if I take ADHD medication, I'm basically just taking meth.
Yeah. There you go.
For anybody who didn't know that is what ADHD medication is. It's just legal meth.
Oh wow. Okay.
because Snerts, meth has the opposite effect on someone with ADHD.
Sure. Wow.
I'm not kidding. It literally
does. But a lot of medications too. It's not like it depends on how much you take, because you can use it in small doses or different situations.
Oh no, it doesn't matter how much you take as a person with ADHD. It has the opposite effect.
Has the opposite effect. Yeah. Okay.
So instead of making you jumpy and all that shit, no, it calms you straight down and allows you to focus.
Oh yeah, Yarden. Sure, Conan's back. That's awesome. Good for him. I don't watch The Simpsons when they. I don't watch The Simpsons when they go live. So I see all the hype, but I end up not seeing it until it comes on Disney Plus.
The Simpsons going live?
Yeah, Sundays at 8.
Fuck it, we do it live.
Yeah. It's a very big strain on the animator's wrist.
What are they doing? They're just drawing the shit.
Yeah, no, they're still on every Sunday at 8 for the new episode. And it's Bart's
drawing
birthday.
The animation as we go. Hey, do this live. Let's work.
Yeah. So sure, I like Conan O'Brien. He can be on The Simpsons again. I'll see it eventually. It doesn't wow me, and it doesn't make me upset.
Conan's cool. I like Conan.
Yeah.
I guess we should actually get to that news now.
What was the thing he used to do? The Clueless Gamer?
Clueless Gamer is amazing. Yes, I love that big Fallout launch that he had. It was great. They had the Vault jumpsuits on and everything, and they had a little mock, what is it? Post-apocalyptic Boston, I guess. They were walking around, and it was pretty funny. I also liked when they had oh God, who is that football player? He was on there too, I think, playing one of the Call of Duties. God, it's just drawing a blank. Doesn't matter. Anyway,
I don't know. The only late night television I watch isn't even daily. It's fucking weekly. I watched Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, and that's it.
Yeah, well, I liked Last Week Tonight as well, but for anything that's night, I just watch on YouTube the following day. So any the Jimmy Kimmels or the Seth Meyers, I catch much later.
Actually, while we're at it, fuck Jimmy Kimmel. Fuck that hack. Fuck that guy.
Well, a lot of them are hacks. So. And how is Conan coming back? As a writer or as a guest star?
He's going to be a guest star. Yeah. I'm sure if he wanted to punch up a script, he can, but he might be too busy trying to find a friend.
Probably a good point.
Fuck.
Fuck.
Sometimes I have them. Well, Haley, thanks for doing the heavy lifting this week and getting the news stories. Looks like
yes, you'll note that I did put description. This is inside baseball, but I'm going to say it anyways. You'll note that I did put descriptions for everything except the final quick story, only because the final quick story is about the pro, and it involves multiple games, so I wasn't really able to get one snippet there. So
it's fine.
Yeah.
It's okay. Like even
I think
even
we'll
our main topic, we discussed in great detail on PSVG, like to an extreme degree. So we don't have to get too much into it like that.
I almost feel like just like watch PSVG and then come to us for our nonsense later.
No, we're not doing that. I'm not having Donnie walk up to me and be like, "This show's fucking canceled." Like, no.
Well, I'm sorry. They did go into it in very great detail.
We did.
Yeah, I know.
So that's fantastic. But also, Assassin's Creed Shadows has been delayed to February 14th, 2025. So no longer in the November 15th release date. This is why Hayley was mentioning that she's going to have a little bit more free time to be playing maybe some Star Wars Outlaws. And game publisher Ubisoft announced the news Wednesday, citing a weak performance for a new title, Star Wars Outlaws, and lower than expected profit in the current quarter as the deciding factors in pushing the next installment Assassin's Creed franchise. Per Ubisoft, while the game is feature complete, the learning from the Star Wars Outlaws release led us to provide additional time to further polish the title. This will enable the biggest entry in the franchise to fully deliver on its ambition, notably by fulfilling the promise of our dual protagonist adventure with, here we go, Neo and Yosuke, bringing two different gameplay styles. You can, let me finish the sentence and then you can tell me how to pronounce it.
It's Yasuke, and Naue.
There we go. Naue.
Okay, so I would have been like spelling it Noway. So my dumbass could pronounce it correctly. Additionally, Ubisoft says Assassin's Creed Shadows will be available on Steam on launch day, a break from the company's current strategy, and that it will break from Ubisoft's typical season pass model as, quote, all players will be able to enjoy the game at the same time on February 14th, and those who pre-ordered the game will be granted the first expansion for free. So they had to polish it up. And as someone who played Outlaws, yeah, that makes sense.
Yes and no. If you're reading between the lines, this is all about Outlaws. It's got nothing to do with Assassin's Creed. This is all because Outlaws underperformed. And if you didn't see, partial to this story, but I didn't feel like it's like too gaming related, so I didn't tie it in. The board is investigating Ubisoft. So, like, Ubisoft's own board opened an investigation because their shares hit 11 euros.
That's bad.
Which is an all-time low for the company. No, I do not mean the band. But, like, their statement there, pretty much, like, if you're reading between the lines, it's all because Outlaws underperformed. So they're going to push this back until February. Are they going to push it back further than that? Who knows? I really hope not. I really want to play this game, and it was a part of my birthday gift. But, you know. The main thing here for me is the Steam release day one, and the deviation from the season pass, because, yeah, it's on Steam, but are you still going to make people open Ubisoft Connect? Because that's not going to win you nearly as many favors as you think it will if you have to open, when you launch the game, use Ubisoft Connect, which people fucking hate because it's notorious for not working. Their launcher is just not good.
Yeah, I mean, they're always asking you to check out your rewards and check out this and check out that. I'm like, I want to check out the game I just bought.
Like, leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah. And the season pass thing. So you'll note that anybody who bought the game on a digital storefront has had it refunded, or is supposed to. I don't know if they have actually sent out the refunds yet. But the Gold and Ultimate Editions have been removed from sale. So it's just the standard edition. Now, they still type first expansion, so that leads me to believe the second expansion that they promised with the season pass will still be happening. Just all players will receive the first one free and then have to pay for the one after that. That's interesting. I doubt this changes their microtransactions for the in-game store, though. Like, that makes too much money for Ubisoft, and it's an RPG title, so that's going to happen regardless. Which is fine, because my dumbass will spend money on them. Like, I can call myself out. I don't know how much money I've spent on in-game cosmetics and weapons for Assassin's Creed. I have, like, all of them in Odyssey.
Yeah. I also think that it's a good idea because you have those DLC coming out for Star Wars Outlaws, and if you actually get a good patch in there, like they're promising to update combat and things to that nature, might make sense to give it a little more time to breathe and see if you can get some more sales for it.
So my main thing with that is if the shooting in it is not good, which it, in my opinion, it isn't now, is it going to get any better? And if it is, why wasn't it at launch? This is the same studio that did the Division 1 and the Division 2, and shooting felt fantastic in that game. Now I get Kay is not supposed to be some like gun runner, like have all these weapons, but when I shoot her blaster, it should still feel good, and it doesn't.
Yeah, I think it feels fine, but maybe you just got to play it where you get all the different modes and you switch between things and get.
I have all the
cooldowns.
I have all the modes. I have all the cooldowns. The shooting of her blaster does not feel good and does not feel like it was developed by the same studio that developed the Division, which, for anyone who's not aware, that is a game involving lots of guns, shotguns, pistols, SMGs, whatever you can get your hands on. That game involves them, and shooting them feels fantastic. And that identity is gone from Outlaws. So,
I thought the gunplay was fine, but that's okay. Was
it the same? Let me ask the question because I totally don't know. Was it the same team that worked on the Division, working on Outlaws?
Yes, because the current game director of Outlaws, after the next month of patches, is moving over to the Division 3.
Okay, so yeah, you would think that they would take some of the formula Division over there, but I guess shit happens. I guess they just kind of built it from scratch. Maybe.
Also, I do want to point out, I think this is more like them announcing the delay. I think also has to do with Avatar underperforming as well, which I don't know why you fucking developed a video game for Avatar in the fucking first place, because God, that shit is boring as hell.
I'd rather get Fern Gully.
I get it.
Fern Gully is boring too. How are you making a video game out of Fern Gully?
It's better than Avatar.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Avatar's
fucking Fern Gully has Tim Curry. Of course it's better.
Tim Curry's awesome.
Exactly. And Robin Williams as Batty.
Sure, but I was just going off of the, we're almost in horror season, so I mentioned Tim Curry, okay?
Yeah.
Tim Curry's awesome.
Yeah.
The best version of Captain Hook I've ever heard.
Oh yeah.
But I don't understand how you essentially made Avatar Far Cry and it underperformed.
Yeah, it did look sort of interesting, but I just did not care to.
I don't give a shit about Avatar. I can name one character from that franchise.
I think the game looked more interesting than the actual movies, to be honest, just because it looked really pretty and it had good mobility, and I like the open world games. But I obviously didn't sell me because I didn't buy the thing, nor is it really on my radar to buy down the road.
I'm going to tell you why it failed. I'm going to tell you why a lot of these games are failing, because I constantly hear the same thing over and over when it comes to Ubisoft games. We heard it last week from people talking about it. Anytime we have this conversation, they say it again. I just wait till it goes on sale. Because they've conditioned their audience to know in a couple of weeks, this is going to be 50% off and I will get it cheaper. And because of that, no matter how good the game is, if you have the mindset of, I'll just wait and get it cheaper, and you know you're going to be right 100% of the time, then you just wait. So those first week sales that they're expecting, they're not going to probably get because everybody's saying, even people who I know who were excited for this game, like, I can't wait for it to go on sale to get it then. And that's a problem.
Yeah. But
they condition their audience to expect the sale.
So the thing with that, though, is that it didn't always work that way. Because, their games have always gone on sale like a month or two after release. But Assassin's Creed always hits its target numbers, and so does Far Cry. How do you use the same formula for the Avatar game and fucking fail? That's my question.
One, because in terms of gaming, Avatar is not to the level of Assassin's Creed or Far Cry. I think there are people who are excited for the game, who like Avatar, but it's a licensed game. So the expectations are already a little bit lowered. And, like I said, I don't think, even when they announced that game, I personally don't think, I know I'm being a little biased, that Avatar itself was the hottest it could be. I know people like the second movie and stuff like that, but that kind of felt like it came and went too.
Yep, it did.
I mean, movie number 3 comes out sometime next year. But again, here's the fucking like weird part of this, right? The first movie came out in what, 2009?
Something like that, yeah.
A while ago.
I think 2000. No, it was 2009 because it came out. Because people are gonna fucking roast me for this, but whatever. I was a fucking teenage girl. What do you want from me? Fucking. My brother and dad went to go see Avatar. My sister and I went to go see New Moon. So fucking like, those were out at the same fucking time, huh?
I said nothing wrong with that. You probably would have had a better time watching New Moon, honestly.
I did, but our movie finished first, so we had to go sit there and like watch the end of Avatar.
You could have probably watched Blue Moon or the New Moon twice as long as Avatar.
Yeah. But again, that movie came out what, 2009? The only character I can name for that fucking movie is Jake.
And you could just be naming a State Farm commercial for all we know.
Isn't it like Jake Sully?
What are you wearing? What are you wearing? Yeah, it is Jake Sully. What are you wearing, Jake from State Farm? Fucking khakis.
So Far Cry and Assassin's Creed they're on like how many of their games? 6, 7, 8, more
so
for the whole franchise.
Far Cry is up to about 8.
Yeah.
Actually like 10 if you include their couple of spin-off games there. And Assassin's Creed, you're up to like 20.
So people know what to expect from those. They might not know what to expect from an Avatar or Star Wars game, especially if they do not like the IP or the game has been kind of just called mid by a lot of people, which was, I think, Outlaw's problem. While the reviews say there's like...
that's a Ubi problem in general. Like, people always criticize Ubisoft for like, oh, it's the same formula. Okay, but so are a lot of games. Like, why does
some of the reviews on Outlaws started to kind of bug me because they're like, I think it was IGN, maybe I'm misquoting, so that's bad. But they said something along the lines of like, it's like a craptacular masterpiece, or like, there's always like this like really big, like, oh, it's the most amazing thing ever, with like paired with like, oh, but it's also garbage. And why can't we just say it's the middle of the road? It's a 6, it's a 7, maybe like a 7.5 if you're a big Star Wars fan. It doesn't have to be the most amazing thing ever or the worst thing ever. Like, we do have language for stuff that falls in between, but the reviewers don't seem to want to use it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's an interesting dichotomy because like this happens with every Ubisoft game lately. Like, doesn't matter if it's Far Cry or Assassin's Creed. They're like, this game is good, but also it's the same formula and we don't want it. And it's like, okay, but your review is contradicting itself. I don't know what you mean here, but like it happens all the time with Ubisoft, and it's really weird to see because they're the only studio that like gets turned down. Hi, Yarden. I shouldn't need to point out that a review score of a movie has nothing to do with the talk about Ubisoft. But
no,
also,
right. I get what he said because he's been saying what I've been saying for a while. That IGN, in terms of IGN, their reviews have been really bad lately.
Yeah, didn't they shit on Deadpool Wolverine as well?
Okay, hold on. Before we get into let's shit on IGN, casual reminder that people seem to forget reviews are opinion. A movie that is a 10 for you could be a 1 for someone else. That's just their review. That's what they're paid to do. Like, just pointing that out.
And my opinion is their opinion is shit.
That's what their opinion to have. But the reason I say that after we've just had a discussion about how every review of a Ubisoft game, I need to point this out. It is fine to have those opinions, but you need to put those opinions out in a concise way that doesn't contradict itself, is what I'm saying. However, yes, I get what you're saying, that a lot of the IGN reviews lately seem like they are made to stir outrage, but unfortunately that's how you make money now.
Yeah, that's Yahtzee's job. Stay in your lane, IGN.
and that's kind of what it is.
Not even Yahtzee doesn't even really do that anymore. Also, we were talking about...
It's a little different, but yeah, he's changed a bit.
Yeah, Yahtzee Croshaw, before anyone thinks we're subtly using a term for something else, because that's what gets used on TikTok. No, we are actually talking about a human being named Yahtzee Croshaw.
Yeah,
that's not a real name.
I've enjoyed his.
I guarantee you,
reviews.
this is a real man, and he is as British as you think he is.
Oh yeah, and he is super opinionated.
What?
I like him. I've been following him
that
for
sounds
years.
like a fucking video game.
Okay,
A board
hold on.
Oh, it is a board game. It is. The Yahtzee, the dice.
Yeah. Okay, but Delvin, that's not a real person. Have you ever heard of I forget what his original thing?
I can tell you right now,
it's
no,
fully
I have
emblematic.
not. Ma'am, no, I have not.
Okay.
Whatever you're gonna say, the answer's gonna be no, and you know the answer's gonna be no.
I mean, I say this because I'll recommend something, and then it's I don't know. I'll get to it.
Yeah.
It doesn't surprise me that Delvin doesn't know who he is.
No.
No.
Who is his co-host? Bingo Tatui?
No, he does reviews with a little
he
animated bit, and
you ever heard of Zero Punctuation?
You know goddamn well I've not heard of those goddamn
Stick figure review game? You've absolutely heard.
No,
I guarantee you've heard one of his reviews.
No, I have not.
I'm gonna grab you a fucking photo of.
Ma'am, I still read reviews.
Delvin has admitted many times that he gets all his news from Donnie.
Yeah, Donnie.
I know.
So him not knowing Zero Punctuation or Yahtzee makes complete sense to me.
Okay, here I have posted an image that I guarantee you will recognize in our chat. It's in our Discord.
Oh, in Discord chat.
You went real basic with that. That's funny. So Capcom seeking information on what series you want deluxe remasters for. On the heels of the launch of Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster, Capcom has turned to fans to gauge what titles from their back catalog they like to see get the deluxe remaster treatment. The survey is currently available from now until October 18th. Along with answering the survey, will nab you a digital wallpaper just for participating.
I've never seen this character before a day in my life.
Yeah, I knew. That's why I was trying to move on.
Not even once. I can draw this shit.
Yes, you can. Yeah. So what do you all think of this survey? I mean, you're playing the Dead Rising, Hayley.
Okay, hold on. I checked my email. I'm gonna fucking kill you. I'm gonna fucking kill you.
You can't say that on a podcast. That's
that's incriminating.
It's like against the law.
Yeah.
No, it's not. We're not governed by the FCC.
I don't know about that.
We are literally not governed by the FCC. I'm saying fuck all over the time, and we're not fucking bleeping each other. So.
FCC won't let me be.
But you know me, the FCC.
Sure. Anyways, nice fucking message. Catch a fucking Uber. God damn it.
I knew that was yeah.
I knew that was gonna happen too. I knew it. Anyways. What do I want to see from Capcom? Dead Rising 2 Deluxe Remaster, Code Veronica. Give me that's probably going to happen anyways, but I want a Code Veronica remake. And I say remake and not Deluxe Remaster because that game needs some severe touching up. Especially the Steve trying to assault Claire part. And the twins. Delvin, do you know what I'm talking about?
The twins that were like lovers?
Not just lovers, but also slightly transphobic. Like that's a huge transphobic thing that'll probably get changed.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. No. Dino Crisis can die in a hole. It's nowhere near it's nowhere near the level of Resident Evil or Dead Rising. I'm sorry.
Bring back Dino Crisis. That was great.
Nah. Actually, if you want Dino Crisis, it gets added to the PS Plus Classics collection in October. So,
Remaster.
No. Don't remaster it. Leave it. I'm just catching bullets all over the place here.
So, what do y'all think? We talked about this deluxe remastering, I think, when we got the announcement of the Dead Rising coming out. Is this just a way for them to say, like, hey, we're going to charge you a little bit more money because we went really deluxe with this remastering?
I'm fine with that. Bring out all the remasters.
I mean, I don't understand people that get upset about remasters because usually remasters are done to keep people employed. But also, one sec before I continue. Hi. Yarden, this show only exists because I want it to. So, no, that's not happening, and you know this. Yeah, nah, that's not happening either. Because
I'm looking up Capcom games right now. I have one that I want that's very obscure that would never happen, but I think it'd be amazing if they did it. Hear me out.
Okay. What am I hearing you out?
Thank you,
I'm not doing that either.
That'll give Delvin what he wants.
Yeah.
There was this game that was so ridiculously bad, but fun, that Capcom made.
Okay.
Called Street Fighter, the movie.
Oh, yeah. Do it. I want to see Jean-Claude Van Damme's coat.
As Guile.
Wait, okay, hold on. Wait. I don't know if they can do that.
Probably not because of the licensing and the images, you know.
Yeah, I was about to say.
So, okay, fine. Get
Raul Julia's M. Bison.
Yeah.
I want this to come back so bad.
I mean, it would be fun.
It's notoriously bad, Street Fighter, too. Like, the mechanics do not work at all.
Oh, yeah.
No, it doesn't.
I've never played it, but you think I don't know? I used
to play it all the time.
Yeah.
I remember playing it a couple times, and then I've been going down the Angry Nerd rabbit hole on YouTube, and he reviewed it as well, and it just brought back all those crappy memories of these.
Okay, hold on. Sorry. Angry Nerd or Angry Video Game Nerd?
Angry Video Game Nerd. Yeah.
No, I only asked because I didn't know if there was an actual person named Angry Nerd.
No. The Angry Video Game Nerd with his very cheesy, like, public access like effects and crude toilet humor.
Okay.
Yeah.
What else do I want to see from Capcom? I'd love to see a couple of the original Devil May Cries. That'd be nice. Although the voice actor for Dante kind of went a little bit insane, so there's that.
That's fine.
Is it though?
Good enough.
I still don't think it's as insane as Dave Navarro being punched on stage at a Jane's Addiction concert.
Oh, yeah. I heard about that.
They canceled the rest of their fucking tour because of it.
Yeah. I'm looking at a list too. I can't really think of anything that I'm like really itching for a remaster.
All of it. Just remaster it all.
Be nice
a lot of the stuff, the popular stuff they remastered already. Didn't they remaster Beautiful Joe already?
No. I was thinking that I thought it re-released on a different console or something.
Okay, so it was a GameCube original title, and I'm pretty sure it got re-released, but that's not a remaster. It was just
so they didn't remaster Beautiful Joe.
They ported it over, as far as I know.
So that could be a good one for a deluxe.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
Beautiful Joe's a good one. Saturday Night Slam Masters would be fun.
Yeah, I'm just looking at him like I just want maybe a modern Mega Man, but that's a whole other conversation. That's not even what we're talking about.
You know what? The original Street Fighter game.
The Street Fighter 1? Street Fighter 1.
1. Which they haven't done nothing with.
No.
Because 2 was the one that blew up that everybody knows and love, but a lot of people have never played 1.
All right, you know what I want to see? Put Street Fighter 5 on Xbox and give PlayStation Dead Rising 3, because neither of those games released on the platform that I specified. And I would love to be able to play Dead Rising 3, but I don't have an Xbox right now. So,
Street Fighter. Bring it back, people. The original one.
What was bad? What was bad, Jess? Reason, like each of the.
Talk about this show.
Sure.
We should just leave this up for the whole show.
That was bad.
Fuck Christ. Yeah. So like both of those games received development money from the respective like company that like they published on. So like Xbox helped Dead Rising 3 and Sony helped Street Fighter 5. But like, come on, it's been long enough. Put them over there. You know.
Spread the love.
Oh, the first Street Fighter, yeah.
Yeah, I do not remember it being good, but I also think I played the Commodore 6. I think I played the Commodore 64 version, which whatever's.
I remember it because I'm looking at it right now because I want to make sure I remembered it. And this is what it said. This is the only version of it I played. In the deluxe version of the arcade game, the player controls consisted of a standard 8-way joystick, and 2 large Mechatronic pads for punches and kicks that return an analog depending on how hard the player activated the control. So have y'all ever seen this? There were big ass buttons that used to have that you have to hit hard to kind of get the punches and kicks out. That's the only version of this game I played. But apparently there was a regular version too.
Huh. I don't remember that. Oh wow.
You see it now?
No, man, I don't remember any of that. Because for me, it blew up with Street Fighter 2. Yes, Mortal Kombat 1 and Street Fighter 2 came out around the same time. And at my local 7-Eleven in Reseda, like I was ditching class and playing way too many video games and drinking way too many Slurpees. But that's amazing. I wonder how often those buttons just stopped working after.
I'm
like,
quite sure months. Very often.
You know what I mean?
Hit them hard to get things
right. And once you get out that you have to hit it like very hard, kids are just gonna go nuts.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I'd like to see a lot more, but will we get it? I don't know. I know that this, like, if you take this survey, all of the questions for, like, I think the first 5 questions, maybe a little bit more, are all Dead Rising related, and the Dead Rising remakes are like remasters or whatnot are asked first before they're like, what other titles would you like to see from us?
Sure.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
They're just going to do all Dead Rising games, like they did Resident
Evil. Do it. Give it to me. I'll buy them all. Fuck it. But also, Dead Rising 4 doesn't exist. Fuck that. Like, Dead Rising 4, nope. Dead Rising 4 doesn't exist. You can just make a new one. You don't need to use
Jedi Mind Wipe. Jedi Mind Wipe.
Yeah. These are not the droids you're looking for. The current Dead Rising 4, yeah, we don't need to bring that back. Just make a new one. Dead Rising 4 never happened.
It happened. I remember it.
It was not good. It was not good.
All right, PS5 Pro. You have something else to add? All right. Well, I don't have anything else to really add. I don't have $1,000 lying around.
No, you don't. You don't have to.
If go
you
for it.
Click on the link, it'll give you what I didn't put in the preview because it actually, talks about multiple games.
Yeah. So the article basically talks about someone having hands-on with the PS5 Pro, and they're out in the beautiful San Francisco. So I'm sure the hotel room for each night costs as much as the console. And they were impressed with the overall performance and the upgrades, is from what I'm gathering from what I read. A lot of technical stuff in here. Like, Hayley, do you have anything that you wanted to call out for this particular article?
Really, I'm just very excited to see what BioWare does with it, because they've already confirmed that Dragon Age is PS5 Pro enhanced. It was actually, like, again, as part of this, it was shocking to see Assassin's Creed get delayed, because they're also confirmed to be PS5 Pro enhanced. So it was a little weird to see one of the titles that would take use of this get pushed out. But, like, a lot of the ways the developers want to use this is, like, Gran Turismo developers have noted, like, they want to bring in crisper visuals with PlayStation Super Sample Resolution, or whatever the fuck they call it, PSSR, which people are just nicknaming Pisser, because that's how it is. Digital Foundry has a really good, like, it's an hour long, but they have a really good hands-on video with 11 titles. I know Kinda Funny got hands-on with it as well. Tim Geddes was the person from Kinda Funny who got to have hands-on with the console. Trying to think who else did it. I believe... Hold on a sec. Blue, you cannot climb out of my chair, buddy. It will collapse, and then I'll be very sad when you get hurt. It's... I'm just glad to see people get hands-on, because this is the thing with this console, and they kind of experienced this with the PS4 Pro as well. You can't really show the kinds of upgrades that this is going to have in a super compressed YouTube video or Twitch stream.
Yeah,
like you're trying to show the actual physical upgrades, which, like, you can do, but then YouTube compression is kind of just going to take all of that away, right?
Well, and even with this article, when they're sharing the screenshots, and you do see a level of detail increase, and they pointing out certain things, I'm just kind of like, yeah, okay, all right, it looks a little bit crisper. That's nice, but I am viewing it once again through a web browser, through whatever monitor I have over here on my side, and you really need to have the TV that can pump out whatever they're trying to do. But it is a good list of games down here. I mean, we got Demon Souls, Dragon's Dogma 2. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Hogwarts Legacy, Horizon Forbidden West, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Ratchet and Clank, and of course, Last of Us Part 2 Remastered.
So it's not listed there for some reason, but Part 1 is also PS5 Pro enhanced.
Okay, cool.
And then also not listed from Insomniac, all of their current gen titles are PS5 Pro enhanced. So Ratchet, Spider-Man Remastered, Miles Morales, and Spider-Man 2 are all PS5 Pro enhanced.
Okay.
I don't know why Sony didn't feel the need to have this stuff in their sizzle reel, but Insomniac came out and said that. I believe most Sony titles will use it. I know that the Horizon Zero Dawn remaster will also feature PS5 Pro enhancement. A lot of titles coming out later this year are appear to be using it, so it's good to see, but it's also how many developers afterwards are going to use PS5 Pro.
I would hope all of them. I would hope, my whole thing is, if you're paying this much for a console, they better have a lot of people backing this thing and giving us our money's worth for it, because there's a lot of money we're putting into it.
Again, developers have said they're very excited for what it lets them do. How many actually stick through with that is my point. We do have a question relating to this, which we should throw in now from Barrett, since we're talking about the PS5 Pro, which is are you getting one? And if so, why? Yes, I'm getting one. I know Dev wants one. Is he going to get it? I don't know.
Dev
why
said
do
he's
I
going to wait for it to come on full sale, because he said that he doesn't think it's going to sell out like everybody else.
I mean, it's still, if you open PS Direct right now, you can still pre-order one. So yeah. Obviously that site doesn't exist here for me, so me opening it would be pointless because it'll just tell me, hey, we don't ship to you. But why do I want one? Well, I always like to know Blue. Sorry, I always like to be. I'm a bit of a weirdo for this, and I don't usually have the funds for it, but a couple of tax credits and whatnot are essentially what are letting me get the Pro at launch. That, and I decided not to buy Until Dawn Remastered right away. So a couple of tax credits in the way that it's super busy at work right now have essentially allowed me to get one at launch. I wasn't really going to be able to get one before that until tax credit, tax return season, the proper tax credits. But I really like to be on the cutting edge of technology when it comes to consoles. So I got the Pro when that PS4 Pro when that launched. I was day one on the PS5. I want to be day one on this. I really like I don't have a graphics card with enough VRAM, but I really like DLSS and stuff like that. So PlayStation having its own version of stuff like that really makes me excited. I just usually don't have the funds to be there right away. So it's an odd situation where this time it's working out in my favor, kind of. And I get roasted for it and told to take a fucking Uber. But no, I just enjoy PlayStation is where I've always played, really. I still love Xbox. I hardly turned it on, and all of the stuff that I wanted to play from them essentially got pushed till next year. So, this is where I'm gonna game, and I'll be there day one for PlayStation 6 too, even if that costs the same amount of money. Which, God, at the way inflation is, probably.
Yeah, it costs more.
Yeah, $2,000.
I'll do it. Don't fucking test me. I'll do it.
Power button is sold separately.
I know the two of you probably aren't going to get it.
That is correct.
Who said that?
I don't know about Delvin, but I am
getting
passing.
one.
You're getting one?
I'm getting one. Yeah, I'm getting one.
Okay.
Dev talked me into getting it. He was like, "Oh, this is so amazing. You should get it. It's gonna be a technical masterpiece. I'll tell you, you're gonna really like it." I'm like, "All right, whatever. I'll get it."
You sound so unenthused about it. It's so fucking funny. I'm getting one. I don't know why though, but I'm getting one.
I like the PS4 Pro a lot. I
Yeah.
really enjoyed it. I thought it was a big upgrade from the PS4, and I liked it a lot. This doesn't feel as much of an upgrade. Even though as Dev was telling me, you have to kind of see it in person to kind of get the idea, like, oh, this is why it's worth it. But at the same time, I'm like, this is very much expensive for a console.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
It is. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, it's $1,000. My boss's wife, who I work with, and a couple of my coworkers think I'm fucking insane for doing this. So
Well,
I mentioned how much it cost out loud, and my boss's wife turned her head and was like, "What? What?
how much are you paying this kid?" That's what they probably asked. Paying her too much money?
No.
How the fuck can she afford this?
Well, because I'm not paying for it all at once. Like, I put 150 down on Thursday. On the 10th, I put 250 down, and then I've got another 250 the day after from a tax credit, and then 250 on the 24th, and then 200 on November 7th, and there you go.
That's almost rent here in California. What part of California are you living in?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what part of California are you paying $900 for rent?
maybe after you get the stand and the disc drive and the controller and all the accessories.
I will get the disc drive, but not at launch. So
yeah. So for me, I've spent
that's an extra $100 here.
I spent a good chunk of change updating my living room and entertainment setting over the last couple of years, and I feel like I just got the PS5, even though it has been that much time. And I just can't justify, after buying the TV, the sound bar, the subwoofer, the PS5, the controllers, the couch, spending yet another $1,000, because it's going to be more money because I'm going to want a disc drive. I have too many old DVDs and Blu-rays and PS4 games.
Okay, hold on. Let me just point out, for you, it's not as expensive with the disc drive. For you, it'd be $778.
Sure. Yeah. It's still not like no. and I think I would have to get a better TV, because I did not go top of the line. I went to Target. I spent $500 and I got this LG TV, and it's fine for me. It's totally fine. Hey man,
I have a nano cell. I do not have an OLED.
Yeah.
However, I do want an OLED.
Of course. Yeah, I would like a more expensive TV as well.
I actually want the TV that Delvin has, but I don't even know if Delvin uses all of its features.
Right. So to me, it's just too much of an ask, too much of a hardware upgrade. And then I would have to figure out how to sell my PS5, and I'm just too lazy for that. So not for me. Now, maybe in the future I get a better TV somehow and it goes on sale, and who knows. But for now, at launch, I am going to hold my money for other things. Maybe like Space Marines 2.
That's fair. I still remember when Delvin bought the LG he has, and he was talking about how he bought it, and Dev and I were sitting there like, do you even know what you just bought? Like, do you even know what you just fucking bought?
Yeah, I'm probably one of those. I'm like, I don't know. It does stuff. Like with the article with all the tech stuff and the PSSR, and there's a 4K and a 60 and a 4K and a 30 and 140p. Great, wonderful number things.
That's Delvin too, which is why Dev and I were reacting to when he bought the LG. What do you have, the C1 or C2?
C2, I think.
Yeah, so when they don't make the C2 anymore, it's C3 and about to be C4 now. But
okay.
So I want the TV that Delvin has, and now that I'm getting the Pro at launch, maybe I'll get that with my tax credits. But like,
so are you going for like a 30th anniversary one, or are you just going for the basic?
Okay, so the standard Pro in Canada is $959.99 plus tax. which comes to $1,084 after taxes. Okay. The 30th anniversary edition Pro bundle in Canada,
1.5 million.
$1,347 before taxes.
Yeah, that's getting closer to rent territory for a studio apartment somewhere. Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, no, I am just buying the regular Pro.
Yeah.
I don't need the DualSense Edge or a charging station because I already have one. It's like right beside my microphone here. Like I have 2 controllers on the charger right now, one right here, and an extra controller that just sits there and isn't in use. So,
see, I'm a heathen. I just have my one cable that I use to charge, but I also I don't really need to switch between controllers that often.
Okay, but I do want to point out my charging cable that came with the PlayStation is not long enough to go from the PlayStation to my desk.
Yeah, I understand. Yep.
So that's why I bought the charging station, because when I bought the charging station, they were $30. So they are like $45 now. So
yeah, I eventually, one of these days, I feel like I'm going to get one, but for right now, it's totally fine. And it's not like it was pre-pandemic where I had more people coming over to play like couch co-op games.
Yeah,
and so that's very rare, and it's usually when somebody's crashing at my place for a weekend, and in that case, like one of us can have a charge controller, and as long as for me to sit, not for someone else on the other end of the couch. But I do like how it's kind of nice. It's like, you know, you get that little rack and you have all your controllers just kind of like there and lined up. It's very
I have
pleasing.
5 controllers total. 2 of them have intense stick drift, but like this is the one Delvin got me.
Yes,
for my birthday last year. And then I got a pink one, and I got a purple one, and another pink one.
I'm seeing a theme here.
And then the original white. Yeah, pink's my favorite color.
Yeah.
And then the original white that came with the PlayStation. But the white and the second pink controller I showed you both have intense stick drift. So
yeah, my purple controller that I use the most is getting a slight drift nowadays after playing Outlaws and whatnot, but that's okay.
Fun tip for you, Snerts. Want to know how bad your controller has stick drift? Play Astrobot. It'll show you.
It'll show you.
It'll show you in the menu how intense your stick drift is. It's so fucking funny.
That is pretty funny.
It'll show you, like, your stick will be standing like perfectly still, but it'll show you what way the system thinks it's going. It's really funny.
Yes.
Yes, we do.
Thank you, Yarden.
You know how many bikes all those controllers could buy? Not even one, because 2 of them were birthday gifts. So
you should sell those.
No, I could sell a controller for half its cost. Not even that. $30, maybe
30, 60. You'll probably make enough. Sell like 4 of them.
This is like when you tell me to sell drugs. I choose life. I choose not getting stabbed in an alleyway trying to sell a controller.
You'd probably be a good drug dealer.
You got to get to those bougie clients.
I have questions. How would I probably be a good drug?
Your ADHD will allow you not to let people short you your money. You're bagging up the drug, probably very accurate to the grain.
You're really good at counting for the inventory job.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I do count at 123.6% right now. So
baggy.
The measurements will be perfect as fuck.
By the way, for anyone curious, my next raise target is 125%. So
yeah, see.
Yeah,
you can do it.
Well, I have until Friday to hit it. So, but I have a bunch of grocery stores this week, and hitting target at them is hard. So, we shall see.
Speaking of hits, we have a state of play in September 2024. Did you all enjoy that presentation? I thought it was pretty decent overall, and there was one announcement that really got me excited.
I enjoyed the state of play. I think it was a good showing.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give y'all thoughts, because I've given enough of my thoughts on the 3-hour goddamn episode about this whole state of play on PSVG.
Well, I'm sure I'm about to pronounce this wrong, just given how I was with the Assassin's Creed story.
I'll say it for you. It's
nope. Let me try. Ghost of Yotai.
It's Yotai.
I didn't. Ooh, Yotai? Really?
Close enough.
All right.
And also, if you want to be accurate, you could just call it the Hokkaido region because that's where it is. It's just, it's like now that area is called Hokkaido.
So Ghost of Yoshi. It looks amazing. I am going to be very excited for it. I really like Ghost of Tsushima, and eventually I'll learn how to pronounce all the words, but that will take some time. A female protagonist, I'm all for it. We're going Ronin again. Let's do it. I like how it's set.
Also, not only female protagonist voiced by the lovely Erika Ishii.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. And I'm excited to see what this world is like 300 years later. I believe that's during the Edo period, but my Japanese history is not as strong as
you are correct. That is Edo period, and Donnie's gonna fucking kill me for how I know this, but fucking Legends of Tomorrow.
And that's if I'm not mistaken, a very prosperous time and a bigger time, but they're going to northern Japan, so we'll see what that's like. Yeah, I believe we saw a firearm at the end of the trailer. So
you do. You do see a firearm. She fires the gun, and that's when it says 2025. So
yeah. So I'm excited for that. I hope there's enough bandwidth, for both the Assassin's Creed game to kind of shine and do their thing and not be overshadowed by Ghost. That is something that I was kind of thinking. I was like, wow, if these come out around the same time, I don't know if that'll be good. If it comes out in the same year, sure, because you got plenty of space in between, and who doesn't want to have more like Ninja Samurai fun? So that was the biggest one from the whole presentation that just really got me excited. How about you, Hayley?
So Ghost of Yotai is very very exciting for me. I actually re-downloaded Ghost of Tsushima. I might see if I can get the platinum, even though I really hated the side quests in that game. But mostly because I found most of the characters in the original not that interesting, and that's just a personal thing, really. Like a lot of their stories, it's not like the world design is beautiful in that game, and like the combat system is great. I found Jin to basically be a wet paper towel. Of a character, and I found that his interactions with the other characters I don't care. But I have to, if I want the platinum, I have to get all of those. I should also, I guess, probably beat the DLC that came out for it that I bought when I bought the PS5 upgrade. So.
Yeah, I've never played the DLC for that one, nor have I done the PS5 upgrade, but I am kind of tempted now to try that. But I also have so many other games that I don't know if it's ever going to
My biggest thing with the DLC is that it deals with unreality, and I struggle mentally to deal with things like that. Like, unreality is not good if you, for me personally, it can sometimes trigger bad mental health. So I struggle with that.
Well,
it's
then
part of why.
Okay,
hold on. It's part of the reason why I stopped playing Far Cry 6, as well. That and the transphobia characters experience in the game that Delvin warned me about. I could probably go back to Far Cry 6 now and be okay, but I wasn't in a good headspace when it came out. So Delvin had warned me about it.
Sure.
But the unreality thing is the bigger thing. I'm very excited for Ghosts. Horizon Zero Dawn remaster was announced. That's good to see confirmation on that. I see people going, "Oh, Jeff Grubb was wrong." No, he never said the other remaster would be there, but he did confirm which one it is. So it is Days Gone. When we see that one, who knows? But we know that's coming. And Lego Horizon got a date, so I gotta buy that because that's part of one of the ones I promised Donnie I would get, so I gotta get that. The Legacy remasters were interesting announcements. What was it, Soul Reaver?
Yeah,
That is correct.
So.
Legacy of Kain, Soul River 1 and 2.
Okay.
Yes.
I've never played those, but I did see people excited for them to come back.
I'm going to piggyback on what was said on the Wednesday show, and it's like that game. I mean, the remaster. Those who love it, fine, but that takes me back to an era, and I don't know if I want to go back to it. It looks. I remember that game being very plain because of the era. It's not, it was totally great for that period, but I wonder if I would even want to bother going through it. Also, I never beat the game when it was on Dreamcast, so maybe it's just not for me. It's just a very, it's kind of like when I go back and I play like Ocarina of Time and you see very like flat textures and stuff to that nature. It's just a completely different game era. And I'm curious if the remaster is going to really do anything different, or if it's just going to be like a little bit shinier.
Yeah, I probably won't play that. Then they pulled a fucking deep pull with the Lunar Collection.
Yeah, I have no idea what that is.
They're like, what, 30 years old, Delvin?
That's probably why I don't know what they are.
Like
but yeah, the JRPGs, right?
Well, yeah, this was to coincide with Tokyo Game Show, so that makes sense. But like they're very old RPGs, and they both of them are coming. I think next year. They said that's interesting. Lot of good showing, really. I think they usually do good with state of plays, but people expect too much from them. So, I do want to point out the Dragon Age trailer that was in there was really good. Really showcased some mage combat, which is how I play Dragon Age. I love playing the mage.
Yeah.
So y'all are gonna grab Dragon Age, right? Y'all are gonna grab Dragon Age.
Maybe eventually. I fell off it with the Inquisition, so I'm not going to be there on day one.
You don't. Okay, let me put it this way: you don't have to finish Inquisition. In fact, I would prefer you did not finish Inquisition. Like, just leave it. Leave it. I say this as somebody who loved Inquisition. Do not play Inquisition if you are trying to come back to Inquisition at this time.
Yeah, I'm not. So I'm not going to be day one, but it is on the radar, and maybe down the line I will make the purchase.
Delvin,
yeah,
you gonna play You gonna play Veilguard?
Yeah, I love Dragon Age.
Yeah, I'm very excited. This is just a tease for people, but I did ask for the day off, so I might try to stream it. I don't know if that's gonna work very well, but I might try to stream. So. I haven't streamed in forever, so we will see how that works out. But I would love to stream that game. I did ask for I asked for Halloween off, and I asked for November 7th off for obvious reasons.
Okay,
nice.
So,
I thought the Ninja Turtle DLC was a little weak, but if people need more characters to go through Shredder's Revenge one more time, have at it. Enjoy. I have no idea who these radical reptiles are.
I don't. Yeah, you don't know who fucking Mondo Gecko is.
Okay, hold on. I also don't know, but I am younger than both of you, so
look here.
Ninja Turtles have been around, though they keep reinventing themselves. So just because you're younger doesn't mean you couldn't be a fan of a later iteration.
I think the last Ninja Turtles thing I watched was what was it, 1980s movie?
Oh, that's a great movie. I love that movie.
Yes, it is. Then you're not a Ninja Turtles fan. Mondo Gecko's in the 2012 series as well.
Oh, yeah? 2012?
I'm going to be real. I've never really been into Ninja Turtles. The only thing I know about them is that they got their powers in the same accident that Daredevil got his.
Yes. There's power. It's very parallel for those stories.
Yeah.
No, it's canon now.
No,
it's canon?
It is canon. Like, I know that's a canon thing. Like, it's because like Marvel owns like the Turtles now. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Okay. Well, for those who enjoy, you get some radical reptiles to button smash with.
Mondo Gecko.
It's called Radical Reptiles. I'm just reading the DLC content.
Venus Milo and Mondo Gecko, the goat.
It's Mona Lisa as well.
Oh, it's Mona Lisa? Oh, that's whatever. Mondo Gecko is in to get Mondo Gecko.
Yep, and Mona Lisa.
Mondo Gecko.
Fucking Christ. Also, the only other thing I know about Turtles is that Stephen Amell played the fucking hockey guy in like one of the 2012
Casey Jones.
Okay.
God damn it, Hayley.
What do you fucking want from me?
The fucking hockey guy. God damn.
The fucking hockey. Well, we know
He wears a hockey mask.
You knew exactly what she was talking about, so that's good. Delvin, are you going to get any of these VR games like Metro or Hitman 2 or Hitman whatever
They look
it's called?
cool, but no.
Yeah, I don't like VR, but the Hitman thing looks really neat.
Okay, so Hitman VR is very fun, but be warned, it will give you a headache if you play it for long periods of time. Like even people who don't get headaches, like motion sickness headaches, have reported like long play sessions with Hitman can kind of trigger that. I don't know if that's because of how frequent and erratic the movement can be. Because again, the IO interactive Hitman games are incredible fluidity, but playing that in VR, I think I would get sick instantly.
Probably.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of VR, period. But just the concept in the video was very well done. I was like, this seems really neat. Like, because the whole idea of Hitman is you get the freedom to choose how you go through the level, how you blend in, how you make the kill. And to do that, like in a VR setting with both your hands available, looked really neat.
It does look really cool.
Yeah. Trying to see. Dynasty Warriors. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say there were new console covers announced in like a pearlescent. They call it the Chroma collection, but it's essentially like pearlescent. Like look at it one way, it's one color. Look at it another way, it's a different color collection.
Yeah, I've seen Cybertrucks with this kind of coloring, and it's just god awful.
No. The Cybertruck belongs in like the void. Fuck that shit. But like they announced 3 new controller colors and 3 new faceplates for the PS5 with that, so that's cool. And then you can say what you were gonna say.
Yeah, well, it looks pretty sharp. I like the green. It's a very nice color of green there. The blue's pretty poppin'. I don't know about the white. It just looks like a shinier version of the normal
white
console. Yeah, exactly.
It's pearl white, so
yeah,
it won't stay white very long.
But yeah, and then the other one that I saw was Dynasty Warriors, and I was just like, wow, this is just as ridiculous as it always is. It very much kind of reminds me of like those Bollywood action movies, like you're jumping off of like someone's shield, and then you're taking out an entire like row of soldiers with your one powerful sweep. Yeah, that's exactly how things happen.
That's just how it happened.
Yeah, and I was just very impressed with how chaotic it was.
1,000 soldiers at one time.
Yeah. I mean, you fart and like half the goddamn battalion goes down, so that's pretty fun. But that was about it for me. Was there any other ones that stood out that you two wanted to talk about?
No,
not really. Like it was a good showing. Lots of stuff for different people, so it'll be interesting to see how that turns out.
That gecko. I just keep thinking of Gex. Gex the gecko.
Gex is trash.
Nah.
It probably does not hold up.
Okay, hold on. Did you what is this? What's
exactly.
What is this lizard thing?
That is the goat Mondo gecko.
I see. Okay.
All right, so we're going to get in some questions?
Yes, let's get into the questions.
So we already asked.
Are they Mondo Gecko questions?
They are not Mondo Gecko. They can be. Oh my god. We already answered Barrett's yes.
We got a concept of a gecko. I'm just going to use that joke until I can.
Good job.
Sorry.
So, Coach.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Coach Mo asked, will the PSG community keep me updated on if that 30th anniversary system becomes available again? Coach Mo, we will do our best to keep you available, keep you in mind for that if it comes available again.
Yeah.
I doubt it will be, but we'll see. Maybe.
I mean, it might if, they keep canceling those fucking $10,000 eBay listings.
I don't know. Someone in the Discord is usually pretty good about throwing in latest console versions or new plates or what have you.
Oh, for sure. Like, we have a bunch of people that are very dedicated to making sure that people know they're available. It's just, I don't know how much longer they're going to keep canceling the eBay listings, because currently the only reason they're being canceled is because the console was like more than 40 days out, which is eBay's listing thing. Like, you can't sell something on eBay that's more than 40 days out from release.
So, Magic 8 Ball, outlook looks good.
Yeah, we'll see.
Sure.
All right. Jackie G asked, what are you more or less excited for? AC Shadows following the announcement of the delay. So are either of you excited for Shadows?
Okay, so it's like, are you more or less excited? And I'm always excited for Assassin's Creed. I'm still gonna be there day one. I really wish it was still coming out a couple days after my birthday.
Nah. Like, it didn't change my excitement for it. It's just like, I guess you have to wait a little longer.
That's exactly how I feel. I was like, okay. Also, if the game needs more polish, let them cook.
Let them cook.
Let them cook. I can be disappointed that the game that was coming out 3 days after my birthday is now coming out 3 months later. So,
no, you can't. You're not allowed to have disappointment, Hayley.
Okay.
Not when you're going to get a brand new, beautiful PlayStation 5 Pro.
I mean, I am getting a brand new, beautiful PlayStation 5 Pro. I don't like, that's not an if and. That's happening. So.
Yeah.
And also, I will say it was very fun to watch everybody in chat freaking out, waiting in the line, and I was just like, "Hey, I got one."
Nice.
That's literally what happened to.
Like, I'm not kidding. Everybody in chat was like, "Is your cube moving? Is this happening?" And I'm just there with I literally put the popcorn about the guy rolling back in the chair with the popcorn, and I was like, "One benefit to Canada."
It's like when you had that TSA pre-check-in and you're just walking by all those people in line trying to get through security.
I mean, hey man, the airport is a stressful place as a trans person. I don't feel like getting assaulted at the airport. So
I understand. Point. It's also just fun in general to be walking by people in line and you're just like, very good, sir. Very good.
I do that very good.
Yeah. I also liked your "I'm in danger." That was fantastic. I am clipping that, and that's going to be used on the Simpsons podcast soon.
Be my guest.
I'm the Juggernaut, bitch.
Yeah, actually, I might ask for an MP3 of that. I'll throw that in there. That's fine. I always have that. I can always use more clips.
Okay.
Fuck.
Hayley.
Yes.
You read question number 3, since you know how to pronounce that. I don't want to mess up.
Oh, it's just a.
Read the question, woman.
Oh, Herbsted asks, "What changes would you want to see in Yotai from Tsushima?"
Oh, I actually wrote something down for this. Okay, yeah.
You
Sorry, go ahead. No, weapons. I think the weapons. There's going to be like very similar ones that we had in the first game, but I think there'll be like 2 or 3 new ones that like show the progression of time that's been 300 years.
I imagine guns will be a big one.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm curious to see if they're going to do other things. If she has like a different play style that's like less samurai focused, or but that's just me guessing off of a small trailer. The other thing I wonder about. The other thing that I wonder about is, will there be like a wolf companion, or is it just going to be symbolism?
Yeah, so the theme, Sucker Puncher said the theme is basically underdog justice. So it would be interesting to have a wolf companion. Like, I imagine the guns will be a big change. I think weapons will also change. But to answer your question of is her gameplay style going to be different? Based on her like basic design there, it looks like she's going to be more of a Ronin. So
right. Yeah, the whole poll of the first game was like, oh, are you doing more samurai techniques or more ninja ghost techniques? You know, and that was like the fun blend of everything. And I'm just curious if they're going to pull off that, because Jin was from the high up in the Shogun aristocrats, and this character seems more of street level Ronin, as you know the name implies.
I liked the whole concept of the. I wish they would have got more into it with the original Ghost of the honor system, where when Jin would do things that would be unhonorable, quote unquote, he would hear like his what is it? It was uncle.
Yes.
Yeah,
his uncle,
it was
right?
his uncle. Yes.
Talking to him like this is unhonorable and stuff like that. Like I would like if they would have touched more on the honor system and stuff like that. Like you can kind of customize how honorable or dishonorable you want your ghost to be. There's a lot of things they do with that. I think it's really cool.
So that would be neat to see. And Sucker Punch isn't unfamiliar with that system because they had essentially a karma system for Infamous, but it was a little underutilized there. I don't know. I think it'll be interesting to see. I really just want to see like how they handle Atsu's development because I'm very excited to see Erica voice her, and I'm hoping that this character is allowed to have more. This is a weird way to put it, but more character, because again, Jin doesn't really have that much character, at least in my opinion. Dev's probably going to kill me for that one, but that's just how I feel. He kind of.
I think that's a fair assessment. I think I think that's intentional. I think he's kind of stoic and almost silent protagonist type. He talks, but he's always like a man of few words, a man more of action, and you don't really get him to see him expressive until like the end of the game. But it'll be cool to have a character who's more outspoken, more stand on something or stand for something, as opposed to Jin, who's kind of regressed and laid back. Yeah, I think.
When I thought Jin was just more of a person whose entire world and POV of said world came crashing down during the opening, battle. And so you have somebody who's struggling with their identity because they thought this was the best way to live their life. And now they're kind of seeing a different reality that doesn't fit neatly into whatever like dogmatic upbringing that they had.
I agree.
Yeah.
All right. Our final question from Miss Fio. That's right, Miss Fio.
Yes.
She asks, Astro is a surprisingly breath of fresh air for PlayStation players and fans alike. What do you think about PlayStation Studios, first party, handling a possible shift on how they budget their future games? Do you think they'll completely miss it because of the holes they dug themselves with their trend for the massively over-budgeted games? Interesting question. You want to go first, Hayley? Let me go.
Yeah. So, do I think that they will budget their games lower? Probably not. Only because, again, like game development costs are rising, and their live service aspects aren't really panning out for them. Concord just crashed and burned, and is that coming back? Who knows? The fate of that studio is apparently in like peril now too. But like, are they going to miss like what like makes Astro thrive with players? I don't think so. I think Sony knows exactly what Astro brings to the table, which is like a fun like platforming romp that as the game progresses you can make levels harder, but not too hard that people can't complete it, kind of. You're allowed to throw like some fun challenge levels in here and whatnot, but like really what makes Astro sell is just like how unique of a character he is. And while the mascot platformer is kind of a bygone era, it's a fresh retelling of that kind of. Like obviously Astro doesn't, like he's kind of a blank slate. Like Astro is just a little guy who runs about, makes cute noises, and rescues other bots who dress up like PlayStation characters or characters that have history with PlayStation. But I think they could flesh him out and give him like, actual enemies and whatnot that are like his own. Will they do that? I don't know. But do I think that Sony is going to turn all of their games into be as unique as Astro? No. I think that PlayStation's like big budget, like third-person action games are here to stay. You'll just get less of them.
I think it would be wise for PlayStation to realize that Astro is a special case.
Yeah.
It's not the rule. Like, I love Astro and I think Astro is great. But I think they can only do that what they did with Astro. Because they've tried it before with various degrees of success. Little Big Planet. People forget, Astro's Rescue Mission came out and people loved that. But Little Big Planet came out and it was kind of a similar game. People didn't play it as much.
Okay, so the difference there, though, because let me point out, the original Little Big Planet, like Little Big Planet 1, 2, and 3, did really well. It was Correct. When they took the little bit, like the player-created aspect out of Little Big Planet and brought out Sackboy's Adventure, which was still a good game, but what people really missed from Sackboy's Big Adventure was the player-created content aspect, because that was what Little Big Planet was known for.
Yes, which I agree. But yeah, I think in terms of them making lower budget games, I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon because they like to shoot for the fences. I've said it before, in everything they do, they are the Apple of video game consoles. They're going to give you the highest quality console, and they're going to give you for the highest quality price, and they're going to give you the big budget AAA games that people would love and respect. And either it's going to be super successful or it's going to bomb dramatically. And for the most part, on PlayStation's behalf, with the exception of what was the one we just talking about?
Astro.
Not Astro, the one that they released and closed down immediately.
Oh, Concord.
Yeah, with the exception of Concord, most of their games have done very well. Like even Days Gone, for the shit people give Days Gone was kind of successful. Days
Gone is successful enough that it's getting a movie, and we know that a remaster is coming.
Yeah, so like I know, so the formula for the most part is working. They give you the big
and
game.
Before anyone asks why Horizon and fucking Days Gone and probably other properties get a remaster, this is to tie in with the multimedia aspect. Like the Horizon remaster was definitely developed to coincide with the Horizon show, but that got canned because of an issue with the director at Netflix. But like that was going to be a thing that happened, and so that's why the project was developed. Because while Snerts, myself, Delvin, and others know about backwards compatibility, the average Joe who watches a Horizon Netflix show or a Days Gone movie and goes, "Oh, that looks cool. I want to go play the game." Sony doesn't want to explain backwards compatibility to them. They want them to go, "Okay, here's a game. Here's a console. You can pick it up and play." Right? That's why these projects are developed. So.
Yeah. What's your thoughts, Snerts?
I agree. Very high risk, high reward type of thing. They are the Apple of the gaming console era, and Astrobot is a hit, but you kind of don't want to do the Concord thing where you start to develop a game and then it comes out years later and all the Astro buzz kind of like goes away and then it flops. If you're going to do more of these kind of platformer games, I would probably go back to the well and try to tap into some old IP that has kind of fallen by the wayside and see if that'll stick. But you're going to see the big game. I mean, Ghost was one of the biggest announcements for this latest state of play, and that's going to be AAA with all the things floating in the air, taking advantage of all the PS5 Pro extra power.
Yeah.
And frankly, like those are my favorite types of games. So I hope they continue to be in the forefront. But Astro does show that there is markets besides those types of games, and that does give you hope that maybe they'll be doing something in the future, even if it's just more Astro.
Yeah, I agree. All right, anything else we got to talk about before we go?
No, just be kind to others.
Yeah, be kind to others. I like that.
Yeah, it works. Be kind to others.
Yeah.
this does not work for anybody not watching the video and just listening to the audio.
That gecko is great.
I should have fucking expected that.